Good morning, America, family, friends, and anybody else that may be watching. I hadn't planned a video this morning. I just kind of figured I hadn't put one up in a while, and I was kind of curious what the world is doing outside of my own little bubble. Kind of think things are going a little crazy. People are, some of them are losing their minds. I just kind of wanted to give you my thoughts on the Constitution of the United States and protesting versus riot and looting or whatever. I am all for protesting. I don't care if you don't like the color of the shoestrings that are coming out on the latest fashion tennis shoes and you want to protest it. By all means, go protest it. May not agree with it, but I'll stand behind you while you protest. That's just kind of the way I feel about our Constitution. But the minute that protest turns into destruction and violence, I'm not behind you at all. It's like that gentleman, I don't know what his name was. I can't really remember the state, but he fell asleep in a drive-through or something like that, and law enforcement went to arrest him, and there was a struggle, and I guess he stole a taser, and the cop shot him and killed him. And it's tragic. It's very tragic. And if you want to protest because you think that wasn't the right thing for law enforcement to do, have at it, man. I'm behind you. Like I said, I may or may not agree with you, but you know what? You want to protest because you feel like it was an injustice? Do it. Do it, do it, do it. But I got news for you. That Wendy's that got burned down, those people that work there, the people that own it, they didn't have anything to do with that guy pulling in to the drive-thru and falling asleep. They didn't have anything to do with it. They pulled in the drive-thru, fell asleep for whatever reason, drunk, drugs, whatever. Doesn't matter why he did it. Maybe he's a narcoleptic, who knows. But at that point, that gentleman is on their property. He was blocking their business, which is how they make money. It's how their employees, make money to take care of their families or whatever. Not disagreeing, any death, unless you're just a bad dude, like a murderous bad dude, any death that goes down that way is tragic. But to go and burn the Wendy's where everything took place, is that right? No, it's not right. Is that a good form of protest? No, absolutely it's not a good form of protest, because not only have you destroyed someone else's property that they worked hard for, but you've also put a lot of those people that work there, out of a job. So, if you're going to go protest, have at it. Like I said, as far as a person is concerned, me, when I look at the Constitution of the United States, is it perfect? I think it's as perfect as it can be. Is it better than other documents from other countries? I believe so, absolutely. The Constitution doesn't give us rights. It just affirms that those rights are already there and that a government can't take those rights away from you, And as it is right now, we got tons of politicians that are, they go up there, they get elected, and they swear to defend and uphold the Constitution of the United States. And as soon as they get in office, what do? They start regulation this and regulation that. And look at the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is not about hunting, and it never was. It's all about people being able to defend themselves from tyrannical governments. That's just kind of the way it is. And whether you think that's, viable today or whether you don't, just remember it's only been a few decades, since another government in the world, stripped all of its citizens of guns. And then as soon as they did that, they started rounding up segments of the population, And if you think for an instant that any government, including our own, isn't capable of that, look at some of the stuff that's happened during this pandemic that we've had. We've had certain cities around this country where they sent law enforcement out in you know, mass forcing people to stay in their homes. You can't do that. You cannot, as a free citizen, you can't force me to stay in my home. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to use the Second Amendment for instance. You know, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequence. In other words, I'm a free person. I can say whatever the hell I want to say, whenever I want to say it, and wherever I want to say it. But if I say something, for example, on an airplane that causes that airplane to go, oh shit, we got to land, and we got to land now. You know, like if I say bomb or, you know, terrorist or something like that on an airplane, okay, I'm free to say that. I can say whatever I want to. But if that airplane takes that seriously and they land, well, whatever the consequences are, those are also mine to bear. Just like the Second Amendment, you know. I have the right to keep and bear arms. You know, that's just the way it is. It doesn't say the right to keep and bear hunting arms or the right to keep and bear arms when you're shooting in a competition or something like that. It's the right to keep and bear arms, period, you know. But if I bear those arms and it causes an occurrence, whatever those consequences are, they're mine. They're mine to bear because I've chosen to do a thing that I'm free to do. But then there was an occurrence that happened, good or bad, and whatever that is, that's mine to bear. If it's good, great. You know, I can pat myself on the back and say, hey, you know, I stopped a whatever. Or I can say, oh shit, you know, that was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. And whatever the fines or jail or whatever comes out of it, that's mine. But anyway, as you go about your day, if you decide to go and protest, you know, doesn't mean much because I'm just one dumb hick from Oklahoma living in another state, and you know, there ain't a bunch of people on this planet that know me. But if you do decide to go and protest, as long as you do it the right way and you're not hurting other people, damaging, destroying things, I'll stand behind you. I don't care what the protest is about. Like I said, I may not agree, maybe I don't agree, I don't know, but I'll stand behind you, you know, and I'll support your right to peaceably assemble and protest. And that's the way our Constitution is. You know, like I said, it doesn't give you that right. You already have that right. It just affirms that right. But the instant that you start damaging other people's stuff, burning down your own communities, robbing things, that's not protest. That's not protest at all. That's just wrong. But that's when I'm out. But other than that, man, I tell you what, you're going to protest, you know, exercise your constitutional rights. Exercise them as often as you can, because when they start taking things, it's just, they're stepping stones. They're baby steps, okay? They're baby steps. And once they take it, it's almost impossible, whatever it is, for you to get it back, you know? So anyway, it's the 30th of June. Love you guys for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay alert, stay alive, and we'll see you later.